What's going on? It's your boy back at you again with another Tommy Reads X-Men. Today, we're looking at X-Men number 38 from November 1967, co-written by Roy Thomas and Dan Heck, with art by Warner Roth. This one is called The Sinister Shadow of Doomsday. I feel like they use Doomsday a lot in the titles, but not that Superman Doomsday, you know what I'm saying? This is just Doomsday. Anyway, we kick it off. Pick it up after the last issue, which I'll leave a description for in the comments below. And the X-Men have escaped the Oblivio Ray that the Mutant Master has set up for them. Now they go to confront him, hopefully rescue Charles and Banshee, who are actually hidden or captive in these little glass tubes, passed out. Like I said last issue, they're doing a little Miss Doubtfire hot dog impression. That was a 5-second hot dog pose for you. And they find none of them. They find the Mutant Master talking all this mess on a computer screen like, X-Men, you'll get yours. That's what he sounds like. And they end up, starting to think, like, we need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. And then Beast has this weird, like, spider sense type thing with his feet, or tootsies, as he calls them. He's like, my tootsies are going off. And he feels the vibration in the ground that the island is kind of like levitating and getting ready to explode. Now, how he got all that from just a little wobbly feet, I don't know. But the X-Men suddenly find a ship, like an escape pod or a ship that, they can get away from the island as it explodes. And they get to safety and they decide, you know what? Let's regroup. Let's go back to the school. Plus, like, I've been in the same costume for like 4 days now. So it is, we need to do laundry. And so they head back to the school. The Mutant Master, his grand plan, stop me if you've heard this one, is to plant some bombs at military bases, have them turn against each other, World War III, and then whatever's left of the world, the destroyed world, the mutants shall inherit. His plan is spotty at best, let's be honest. Like, I mean, the whole world's going to be destroyed, and then you're going to be in, just living in the rubble? His number 2 in command, who we've met in the last issue, Changeling. That's his name. I'm assuming he could change. But he questions the Mutant Master like, well, I mean, yeah, I'm with the plan. But, like, why would you leave just a ship that's ready to go? Why not just blow up the X-Men right there and leave no options? And then the Mutant Master's like, don't take no insolence. And he decides to teach Changeling a lesson by pressing this button that he just happened to have, and it emits a high-pitched noise that, like, tortures him a little bit. That's what you get for questioning me. I'm the one that makes the plans. You're the one who's, like, pointing at the X-Men and throwing them in giant domes. And then in a little box, little editor's box, Stan Lee lets us know that this noise can only be heard by dogs and evil mutants. Now, don't group dogs in with evil mutants. What ends up happening is Cerebro picks up on the noise. Now, does that tell me that Cerebro's evil? I don't know. But the X-Men see it. They know where the next Factor 3 base is. And so they grab their escape jet that the Mutant Master was so nice to give them. And they head back to Europe. Why they went back from Europe, back to the school, back to Europe, I do not know, other than the Warner Roth just really wanted to draw the X-Mansion at that point. I don't know, it just seemed dumb. Like, they could have, who's it and what's it, the ship, to been like, oh, well, we can go to their next base. We can lock onto their location. I don't know. Just, it seemed real dumb for them to go all the way back to the school and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, Changeling's being tortured. Cerebro's suddenly evil and picks up on that, on their signal. But in between that happening, between the X-Men heading back out, Papa Chuck wakes up, y'all. Papa Chuck wakes up, and immediately, he's not like, where am I? What's going on? He starts trash-talking the Mutant Master. Like, he's like, oh, you suck. Yeah, your plan is trash. It's never going to work. My X-Men about to take you out. And then what happens? It's almost as if the gas only lasts till like 6:47 p.m. and then he wakes up and every day he just continues this like trash talk because the Mutant Master was like, and backhanded Papa Chuck. He paintbrushed his ass. He, boom, boom, signed the contract. Shout out Schitt's Creek.
Sign the contract!
If you've ever seen that, Moira Rose, a legend. Anyway, he slaps him so hard. If I'm the Juggernaut, when I turn on my phone, that's the first thing I'm seeing. It's just Charles like, Arr! But, you know, Juggernaut wasn't there. So maybe, hopefully they got the video and send it to him. And he's like, oh, what's, y'all want to see this? X-Men decide to split up. And Beast, Jean, Angel, all go to Europe. Europa! Back again. It's like we never left. And their plan is to distract, Beast is to distract the guards while Angel and Marvel Girl take out the bomb. Beast does his part, but when Warren and Jean find, looking for the bomb, they run into Blob, Eunice the Untouchable, Mastermind, and the Vanisher. That's right, all the defendants are in the house, or so we think. And a battle ensues. Cut to Scott and Iceman. And they are in the American military where another bomb is. And they're trying to be like, hey, there's a bomb here. Here's the situation. This dude's calling himself the Mutant Master. No, I don't know what his name is. It's just Mutant Master. What are we going to call him? Greg? Anyway, so he's got this bomb. And then the military are just like, son, you're making up stories like you're chunking the Goonies. Instead of listening to him, instead, at least searching for it, they're like, no, we're not going to look. We're going to brush off your suggestion, and you're under arrest because you're different mutants. They decide to escape smartly, and so they get away. Now we cut back to Jean and Warren, who are doing a good job against 4 of the evil mutants. And, 2 on 4, I'm reading it, I'm like, dang, they're holding their own. All this training, all these months we've been reading are finally, paying off. But unfortunately, it was just Blob there because the other 3 exploded because they were robot duplicates. And set up by who? Because after that, the military arrests them. So, and Hank could only fight for so long with his quips before he got caught. So now Jean, Warren, Hank, and Blob are all at the military's, cells. They're kidnapped. And they say, we got to work together, even Blobby over here. And he's like, stop putting me down. Are the X-Men going to, save the day in time? We don't know. Are they going to escape this imprisonment? We don't know. End of issue. Or so we think. In this issue, the first time ever, we have our first backup story. So we got about 17 pages of the main story, and then the rest, the other 5-6 pages or whatever in the issue were filled up with another story called A Man Called X. And this one is all about Papa Chuck. That's right, Mr. Charles Xavier. And we go back in time. It's not quite an origin story because we got Professor X's origin during the, course of this run. But it's about how he starts to get the ball rolling for the X-Men. Now, he's looking at the paper, eating his grapefruit, drinking his tea, and he's like, oh my, I don't know why he sounds like the guy from Punky Brewster, like Punky, but he did right there. Anyway, yeah, as you can tell, I'm great with impressions. So he sees that the government has discovered mutants because it's on the front page of a paper. Literally, he reads it, it says, government knows about mutants. And what he does, because they see mutants as a threat. Now, hear me out. What he does is he heads to Washington and literally up the chain of people. He goes in the, he gets past security. He goes through the office. He goes past, the other security. He gets finally to the bigwigs, and he is mind-wiping people left and right. Like, I wasn't here. I wasn't here. Yeah, I wasn't here, and I'm taking your lunch. And, if you want mutants not be a threat, this is the way to do it. But he gets the footage, and he sees that a young kid who's Cyclops, spoiler, had some glasses, and he took them off and, shot laser beams out of his eyes to protect these people from a falling beam by a construction site. And as thanks for it, they called him freak and mutant and ran him off by throwing stuff at him. So, people were horrible. But he's like, I gotta find this kid, and I'm gonna be an ally. Ain't no mutant. I'm just a mutant expert, okay? We good. Mind wipe. Inception. I'm out. Next issue, we get Cyclops' origin. But that was pretty cool, you know, to see Pete, Awful, Papa Chuck. Let me hit you with some final thoughts. All right, y'all. This issue was about a 7 out of 10. Now, what I didn't like was that the Mutant Master and Changeling kind of had a change of character. Like, all of a sudden the Mutant Master is like completely drunk with power, and Changeling's questioning his boss when they seem to be like a united front in the last few issues. Like, we working together for the benefit of mutant kind, and now this dude's like, if you don't follow me, whoo! And he's like, you know, torturing him and stuff like that. It was just a weird change of character. There was good action in this issue. I was gonna say movie. There's good action in this issue. The Mastermind's plan is not the greatest. It sounds like a D-level Magneto plan. But, yeah, the Mastermind's plan wasn't great. And the backup story, though, that kind of gave it a couple extra points to me, right? It was sitting on the bubble of like 6 out of 10, but I gave it another point because I enjoyed the backup story, because I like when Papa Chuck is awful to people. I like when he's awful to them. You know, my dude over here, he's, you know, with the mind wipes and all that, and like, but he acts like he's noble. Come on, Charles. You need to be more like Magneto. Anyway, 7 out of 10. This is a pretty good issue. I enjoyed reading. If you like what you're seeing or mildly entertained, please like and subscribe down here. Hit that bell notification in the corner. Let people know about YouTube's Best Kept Secret. That's the Tommy Love Stuff channel. I say humbly. And, you know, we'll be back again with another issue of Tommy Reads X-Men. If you like movie reviews, if you like food reviews, check out the other stuff we got going on the channel. I appreciate you coming to check it out. Let me entertain you. If this is your first time, welcome. I hope you were entertained, mildly, maybe more mild, a little bit spicy in that salsa. And if this is your 50th, 25th, 65th time watching, I appreciate you just as much. Good looking out. Later.